everybody, it's SuffolkBlue, all the way from merry old England. How the devil are you? I hope you're well. Welcome to the first episode of my new Let's Play series for Kerbal Space Program. Hope you enjoyed the opening intro movie. That's me broadcasting live from the SuffolkBlue satellite high above Kerbin. I decided, after a lot of hard thinking, that actually, although a lot of people are playing Kerbal Space Program, it's such a great game that another Let's Play is not going to hurt. So I've decided I'm going to do my bit of variety on my channel, if you like, by adding a Kerbal Space Program Let's Play series in as well. However, although I used to play this quite some time ago, I sort of stopped playing it when they got into the science bit. We're now on version 0.25, as you can see down here, so we may as well have a go at the full campaign, because I've never done one before, so let's do that. We're going to call this one Fan Jam, after the podcast and our Minecraft Let's Play world name. I've already got a flag in here, which is based upon the UK Seahawkers flag, so there we go, little Union Jack in green and blue. Career mode, normal, start. For those of you that have never seen Kerbal Space Program before, where have you been? It is a rocket launching, rocket creating, real physics, satellite generating nightmare of a game, which, you know, really is as in-depth as you want to make it and can be as fun as you want to make it too. So hopefully we'll have some fun. This is my space center. In the middle there you can see this big building here. That's the vehicle assembly building, the VAB. That's where we build our rockets, which they get taken out on that road for launching over there on the launch pad. This is our tracking center, and if we go to the tracking center, this is our home planet, Kerbin. Looks a little bit like Earth. Obviously got an Africa-shaped thing. In actual fact, we're here. This is where we are, just there. And if we zoom out, you can see the two moons, the moon and Minmus. Zoom out a little bit more, you can see the other planets in our solar system. There's the sun, there's Kerbal, and then we've got Moho, Eve, Duna, Driz, or Dre, depending on how you want to call it, Jewel, all the way over here, and then all the way right out is the ice giant Elu, all the way out there. So, as you can see, we have, everything has got proper physics, it all goes around the sun. So all that's going on. It also allows us to track our different ships and stuff. We obviously haven't got any yet, so we won't be doing any tracking. So that's that. This here is our science area. This is where we learn all our sciences. Now, at the moment, we haven't got any science archives from any of the planets because we haven't been anywhere, but this is where we would see them, and Werner von Kerman would tell us where to go. If we go back to technology, at the moment we have starting parts only. Okay, we haven't got anything flash, and we need more science before we can get basic rocketry, so we need to do some contracts first. What else have we got over here? This is our recruitment building, if you like, our personnel building with all our astronauts and the available astronauts for hire. Can't see anything there. Obviously these are our three main ones, Jebediah, Bill and Bob. They're with you all the way through. And what's this building? Oh, no idea. Takes 5%. Oh, okay. So, in career mode, you get reputation, science, and cash, basically. And from what I can see here, this is a place where I can swap some of those things around. So if I want more science, I can spend some money to get some. If I want more reputation, I can spend some science to get some. So I can swap around the three basic currencies of the game. That's good. This is the spaceplane hangar. Don't do an awful lot here because I'm not very good when it comes to making space planes. We don't have any parts yet either, so it doesn't really matter at the moment. And that leaves this building, which is mission control. Okay, this is Gene Kerman. He's going to be our mission controller. These, I suppose, are the contracts we can have. Yes, they are. So the first contract we need is to launch a new vessel. We'll take that one straight away. We want to set an altitude record of 5,000 meters. Well, that should be pretty easy, so we'll take that one as well. Brilliant. We got some advance there. If I come out and have a quick look at our contracts. Yep, so those are the contracts we've got to do. So let's build a rocket and do it. Excellent. Come to the VAB. This is where we build our rockets. Now, over here are the different parts that you can choose, depending upon which tab we're under. At the moment we're under pods, which gives us our command pod. This is where our Kerbal Space astronauts will sit during the mission. We've got our propulsion and fuel, control, I haven't got anything yet, structural, some girders, nothing aeronautical, so we've got nothing aerodynamic, sorry. We've got a parachute, and a communitron. So let's build ourselves a very basic rocket. We only need to launch one, and we need to get 5,000. So I could just stick a solid rocket booster at the bottom of that, but it looks a bit crude. So let's go with a proper rocket. 2. I think that will be a sufficient, and then one of those. Excellent. So I think that will pretty much get us up in the air. The next thing we want to do is put a parachute on it though, so that we can land it safely. I'm wondering whether that single parachute is going to be enough to hold the weight of all of this down here, because we can't disconnect it because we don't have any separatrons, so decouplers. So I think we'll use one of these, go to angle snap so everything is angly working for us, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little bit like that. If I go and get another parachute, does that fit in there? It does. Let me take the whole of this one, do symmetry to 4, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create that. And that just means we've now got 5 parachutes on this to get it down into the water, because we're going to be aiming for the water. It looks a little bit like a missile, I have to confess. I mean, the other great thing is, I mean, for example, you could do things like, you know, sticking on extra solid rocket boosters like this and firing them up, although I don't need that. I only need to get to 5,000 metres. Let's name this sucker then. What are we going to call it? Well, we're going to call it the SB1, SuffolkBlue 1, obviously. And I think we're going to, in brackets, just going to call this a converted nuclear missile, because it's what it looks like. Let's just pretend we ripped all the innards out of a nuclear missile and have strapped one of the Kerbal to the top. And there's our flag. That look pretty. Staging. Down the bottom here, this is the staging. Now, although this is a single stage rocket, as in it just goes up, it doesn't break into bits, we still have to get our staging a little bit correct, because at the moment, the way this is saying is that it wants to explode it's to deploy its parachute and its engine at the same time. We don't want that. So let's take our engine down to here. So that will go first. Then we want the single chute at the very top to deploy, and then when we get lower to the ground I'll deploy the other 4 just to make sure that we're slowed down enough. I think SB1 is ready for launch. Let's roll it out to the launch pad. So this is now going to take us out to the launch pad, and what I'm going to do is go through my standard takeoff checks. And I suggest everybody get used to the standard takeoff checks. The first thing we're going to do is check our staging. Rockets first, yes. Then parachute, yes. Check. There's our little Jebediah. We're going to have a look in there in a second. Oh, I know what I haven't put on here. I haven't put any science on here. We could take some science, couldn't we? Okay, let's do that. We're going to revert this back to the vehicle assembly yard, which we can do. We just rolled the rocket all the way back. We haven't launched it, so it's no problem. Here we go. Let's take one of these. And let's... Does that look right? Yes. So all I've done there is I've just popped that on the side. So what will happen whenever we come to have a bit of science that we need to send back, we will simply extend that out like that, like a little aerial, communicate all the science back, and then retract it back. It will take some electricity, but our engines will give us that electricity, so that's not a big problem. Let's go back out to launch. Crikey. So we go back through the checks. Good job we checked. See, saves you having to launch something that's not going to do everything you want it to do. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some science on the actual pad, because old Jebediah Kerman here, if we go inside the craft, this is his view. This is what he'll see all the way throughout. Just a teeny tiny window. This capsule is very much like the old Mercury missions. Just a teeny tiny capsule, just like that, nothing much to see. But he's going to do some science, because science is important to us, so he's going to do... We right click on that and do a crew report. This is at the launch pad, so crew report from the launch pad. You record the crew's assessment of the situation, and that gets us 1.5 science. 100% if I transmit that, which I'm going to do. So up goes our radio antenna. See the status, 100% done. Brilliant. And if we look at our electrical charge, you see we did use up quite a bit actually of our electrical charge there, but it's okay because we're about to launch our engines. Let's just check out staging. Yep, check. SAS, which is our sort of advanced systems, which keeps us all in trajectory level. We're going to turn that on. So there we go. You can see that's now on SAS down there. And we've got our throttle, which I'm going to put up to maximum, just for this. Flags fluttering in the breeze. I think we're ready. Are you ready, Jebediah? Okay, here we go. Don't get too excited. So, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... go. Launch. We have a launch. We're off. We're gone. Straight away, we've just completed our first contract which is to get a rocket in the air. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to throttle back because we're getting a bit close to 200 and we're not even through the thicker part of the atmosphere yet, so we can throttle that back down a little bit. Don't need to go crazy with the rocket at this stage. So we're rising up. Let's take another crew report and transmit whilst we've got plenty of electricity. That gets us a crew report at this level, at this altitude, which is good. You can see our electricity is recharging there at the top. Excellent. Let's turn ourselves over a little bit so we start to head out over the sea, which will be good for when we have to splash down land, which is excellent. Any more crew reports? No, just off the coast at the moment. No, just at the shores, which is fine. Whoosh, off go the engines. No more engines. Let's just shut them down. Not that you have to do that, but I just like to be thorough. And let's do another crew report up in the air. So we're from the upper atmosphere. We can hopefully transmit that without too much fuss. Brilliant. So, there we go. We've now transmitted a lot of science. Let's turn ourselves so we point directly upwards, and then we can turn ourselves so we're actually going to point in the direction that we're going to fall in very soon. At the moment we're still rising though. Look at this, 23,000. 23. Speed's pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Okay. How high do you think we're going to get? 23966 now dropping. So we've reached the top of our arc. Look at Jebediah, he's having a whale of a time. Let's have a quick look inside. He can see just the darkness of space, and you see that just start to go back to blue as we begin to get to the deeper part of the atmosphere again. Drop in like a stone. Now we do the next stage, which is the single parachute on the top here, and we're going to do that at about 18, I think. 20, so ready. Actually, we'll do it now, I think. Launching the top parachute. Turning off our SAS. That means we'll now start to drop more naturally. We're not forcing the ship to turn a certain way. So now our parachute's going to start slowing us down, which is great, ready for splashdown. And now we just got to get down to a reasonable level. You can see the thickness of the atmosphere. We're now going through into the thicker part, about 11,000 meters give or take, or 12,000 meters give or take. Single parachute, just slowing us down enough. Beautiful view all the way up here. There's the base where we launched from. We haven't gone very far, but this was just about getting up in the air really and getting down again. 7,000. Get ready for the final parachute deployment, which we'll do at about 1,000 or 1,200 meters. That will just slow us down. The parachutes themselves will deploy at 500 meters. You can change them to deploy higher up or lower down, depending on how you want to do it, but I've left them alone, so they'll deploy at 500. Look at Jebediah, is well excited. So you should be, man. You're entering the record books. 3 minutes into the flight. 3,000 meters. Getting ready for the second stage deployment. Let's say you can see that. Let's just zoom out a little bit. 2,000. So we're going to go at about 1,000. 14, 13, 12, 11, and deploy. Up they go. The next ones go up, and at 500. Beautiful, and we're now dropping at a surface speed of 5.5 meters per second. So this is going to be a really, hopefully, very soft landing where we can actually recover. Look at the straight trajectory. Look at that. Well done, me. We want to be able to recover everything. Because that means that we'll be able to, well, keep it, hopefully. We could take another crew report above the water, I think, here. Yeah, we're not going to. We're going to wait until we get down into the water itself, because we can do another surface sample and everything there. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? What's it look like from inside, Jebediah? What can you see? What can you see? Not a lot. You can just see the cables of the parachutes. Not the most interesting view. 200 meters. I'm going to speed up time a little bit now to get us in the water. 170, 150, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and here we go to splashdown. See how this looks. Don't break. Please don't break. And beautiful splashdown. Hopefully this will now tip over without breaking in half. Superb. So we've now managed to roll over. I'm just going to get this into a situation where I can get Jeb out. So the first thing we're going to do is a crew report from here, from the water. You record the crew's assessment of the situation. That gives us 2 science. Keep that data. Jeb, I want you to get out on an EVA, so get out of the ship. There he is. There's a little man himself. He's going to take a surface sample. You scooped up a sample of the surface. It's a very humid sample. I love the humour in this game. You hope that the equipment has been properly waterproofed. Yeah, well, we just picked up a load of water, which is what we've done, but that's good. So we can assess our oceans. Let's keep that data. And we're going to do an EVA report. I don't think spacesuit was entirely necessary to get here. No, you're probably right. 2.4 science. Keep that data. He's going to get back in. So there it is. We've splash landed. Everything's intact. We go up to the top and we recover the vessel to see all of the science. Did we do all the missions? We did. So we did our altitude of 5,000 meters. We can discard. Actually, let's keep it, but I don't know what happens if we discard it. Recover vessel. Let's have a little look. How much science did we get from all of that jiggery-pokery around? 31.9, that's a good amount. So we've got a crew report from the Kerbal water, surface sample from an EVA report from the water, and the recovery of a vessel, which is absolutely true. 97.3% worth recovered, so 15 parts, 3 resources recovered. Oh, that's pretty good, so we can reuse all of that again. That gets us plenty of... and 22 reputation, done. Let's go to our contracts. Set an altitude record of 5,000, done. We can discard that one. And we've launched a new vessel. We can discard that one. So the next thing to do, I suppose, is to spend our science. So we've got 31.9. If we come down to the first one, which is all we can buy to start with, we get a flat tank and a long tank, as I like to call them. So a flat tank and a long tank. Fuel tank, that is. We've got mystery goo. Very useful mystery goo. It's good science, that is. And a stack decoupler, very important. That's the thing which breaks the ship in half. So when we want to detach a particular stage and send that back down to burn up in the atmosphere or whatever, this is the sort of tool we'd use for that. So let's research that. We've got 26.9 science. Now I can buy any of these, I suppose. Survivability even. There's a little engine, probably good for orbital flights. Struts for landing, which we're not going to be doing any landing, I don't think, yet. And a radial mount parachute, I suppose good for getting some of the stuff down to Earth rather than at the top. We've got aerodynamics, which is a nose cone, a winglet, and a radial decoupler. So these are the couplers on the side of a rocket. So like the space shuttle used to have the solid rocket boosters on the side, those are the couplets that can discouple that and send them back to Earth. And then we've got a liquid engine, with a gimbal. So this has got vectoring. So this has got a 1 degree vectoring turn. So I can turn by 1 degree using this engine. A larger solid rocket booster. And a Separatron. Oh, Sepatrons are good. When you break a ship in half, so when you send a stage back, if you put Sepatrons on it, you can push the two apart quicker without having to turn on your engines. I think I'm going to get the top one to start with. It's Research 20 cents, the most expensive out of all of them. But let's get it, because it's got the good stuff in there. And that sets us up then for more fuel tanks, the really long fuel tank. And, struts, which are always really, really good. Oh, they're very expensive. And the launch stability enhancer. So there we go. Those are those done. Let's close that up. Excellent. We've got no more contracts. Got loads of money. Let's go to Mission Control and have a little look. Hello, Mission Control. You want me to test a parachute? Okay. Test a parachute at 21,300. We could do exactly the same mission again, I think, and do that. Okay. Landed at Kerbal. We do exactly the same thing again. So we'll accept one of those. That one. What's that one? Solid fuel booster. We haven't got any of those yet, so we're not going to do them yet. Excellent. Back to here. Let's just have a quick look. Nothing changes on here. We have got the right parachutes on, which is good. Just go straight out and launch. We can do exactly the same thing again. Hopefully recover the whole vessel again as last time. So we want to get up to, we want to probably a bit more height than length this time. So let's just turn on our SAS on. Let's check our staging. Nothing's changed, of course. Let's just open this up. So we need to get to 21,000 meters. We did this before without too much fuss. Let's just take another crew report. Anything from here? No. Okay. Thrust up. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So we're going to go straight up pretty much this time. We are still going to have to lure a little bit over to the right. over to the east in order that we land in the ocean. But our main job at the moment is to get out up to the required height. So I'm going to get up to about here, and then going to throttle it right back. Save some of that fuel up so that we can get out higher in the atmosphere. Let's take another crew report from here. Anything? No. Okay. And again, just cutting back on the engines whilst we climb through the thick part. The thick part of the atmosphere is that denoted underneath the height, that light blue bar you can see is the thick part of the atmosphere. We don't want to get too fast through here. Really want to get through into the higher part. Crew report? Nothing? Okay. Let's turn ourselves a little bit over. We are going to run out of fuel. Right, let's see how high we get. We need to get to 21,300 and then we just pop the chute. That's all we do. And hopefully we'll be over the water. See when all these green ticks go green? Probably not the best time to do that really, but we did it anyway. Either way, we have at least passed that parachute test. The next thing I suppose is to start to slow down. I don't know whether we're going to hit the water or we're going to hit the land. If we hit the land, we ain't getting back. Let's have a look at the map. Where are we going to land? Oh, according to this, we're going to be well into the water. Oh, well, in which case then we won't worry too much. Although I'm thinking that will probably get a lot shorter. We're now stopping. Luckily we have got other parachutes because that parachute's just died on us. Whew! It's okay, Jeb. Don't panic. Going straight down again. I don't think we're going to land in the water at all. I have to be honest. I don't think we're going to land in that water at all. We might get a bit of an explosion on touchdown, but we've got 4 parachutes, which should be enough. Altitude at 500. Okay. Crew report, anything? No? Okay. Oh, this is a landing, which is going to be a big explosion. Here we go. Dropping like a stone. Like a stone. Comes the thicker part of the atmosphere. We could raise out, actually. Yeah. Up go the other ones, just to help slow us down a little bit. You can see our surface speed reducing to under 350 meters per second. We're going to land very close to where we took off from. This is a really good recovery. If this doesn't break, I'm a Dutchman, but because it will at least fall back on its side, which will probably wrap us in heart. You could die here, Jeb. Look worried. I was hoping for ocean. We got no ocean. Let's have a look at this as well. Yeah, you can see that this is really closing up. Yeah, you can see where this starts to pinch in. But actually, this is not going to make the water. Actually, we hardly moved at all from our original location. Let's just shut down that engine at least, so it's not live. Not that it makes any difference, but you know me, I like my realism. Here we go. We're coming down. Can we do a crew report from here? No. Okay. Keep checking these things. It's not going to make any difference. Right. Are we ready for explosion? It's going to be explosion. There's the shadow. There's the shadow. That's very useful when we come to landing on other planets, is to look out for that shadow. But there it is, so we can see how far away we are. Let's hope it's deployed. Yeah, we're missing a parachute, so we're going to be coming in even quicker than we were before last time. This is not a brilliant thing at all. What's the bet in it? Either it lands dead on its upright, which will be amazing, or it'll explode. Let's have a look. Here we go. We're coming down. 15, 14, nearly there. Personally, I'd like it to stay in one piece but roll over, but I don't think it's going to do that. Bump. Well, there you go. Pinpoint. It's a pinpoint landing. Can I take a crew report from here, maybe? Yeah, we can. This is our space center. We're home. I'll keep that data. Do I dare get out? Because it might tip it over. No, let's not bother. So we landed. We managed to test successfully. Let's recover the vessel. Can't believe I managed to land it without blowing any of it up on dry land on its end. Good heavens. So there's a little bit more science. We're now up to 9.2 science. Still not enough to get anything, though. but we got recovery of a vessel and a crew report, all our parts, 98% value returned. Very good, very, very, very good for the whole, and obviously we got a reputation because we did indeed do that mission. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the next Let's Play series. Do let me know what you think. You know, speak to me. Like, I love having comments with you guys. It's fantastic. If you've liked the video, please give it a like. Please share it around. We're already up to over 50. I think we've got 55 subscribers now, which is incredible, considering that only less than a week ago I was releasing my 50 subscriber video. I hope you enjoyed that with all the bloopers. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much for following and subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you very soon. You take care of yourselves. Bye bye.